All right, welcome. Here we go. We're live. I'm Rachel Detroit. I am a lifestyle coach. So what I do is I help people change up their lifestyle. Let's make some noise. Let's change your lifestyle. Let's see. It says reconnecting on Instagram, whatever. We're just going to ride with it. All right, I'm Rachel Detroit. I'm a lifestyle coach. So I help people change their lifestyle. And so today what we're doing, right? Talk about lifestyle, we want to think about our food, what we eat, how we move our bodies, the way we relate to people, the things you do on the day-to-day in your lifestyle. I'm backing up into frame, so I'm like, can you guys see my socks? Right? You can do whatever you want and enjoy. All right, let me see if I can keep saying poor network connection. Drop it in the chat if you can't see me or hear me. But we're going to keep it moving. All right, cool. So today we're cooking a plant-based kafta. And I love this recipe because it reminds me of my childhood. This is a very meat-heavy recipe, and my family would prepare it, and it's delicious. So what I got to do was channel my Lebanese womanhood, the internal Lebanese in me, and I've recreated it in a way using whole foods that are all plants, and it's flavorful, it's delicious, it's powerful. So let's jump into it. So you're gonna need a food processor, and if you like the written recipes, you're gonna wanna jump on my mailing list at racheldetroitcoaching.com. Join the mailing list, and then that way you can get printed recipes, stay connected, see what's going on, and all the happenings. All right, so let's jump into it. So, food processor, it's not clean because I just made this so that I could show you guys what it looks like when we're done without having to wait for the entire baking process. All right, so food processor. Inside of this, we're gonna put, I have a half cup of somewhat chopped, but not that much, cilantro, packed, right? So, oops. Then I have, let's say about a quarter cup of, I split the mint and I split the parsley. So we have a half cup of cilantro, packed cilantro, a quarter cup of packed mint leaves, and a quarter cup of fresh parsley. You're definitely not going to want to skip on the beautiful herbs. That gives it a lot of the flavor, the moisture, the deep, dark flavors of the Middle East. They come from the herbs and they come from the spices. So we're going to use quite a bit of herbs and spices. All right, so I got that all in here. Cilantro, parsley, mint leaves. And you can use a mixture of what works for you, what you have available, what's in your realm, what you can buy from the store. So again, it's fresh herbs. We have parsley, cilantro, and mint leaves. Cumulatively, it's about 1 cup. Okay, so use what you like. Make this accessible for your lifestyle. That's the point. For me, I got all these grocery stores and, the world at my fingertips. If you don't have that, maybe just use what you have. All right, so 1 cup of herbs. Here we go. Then I'm going to do the white onion. So I have 1 large white onion. I'm going to add that. This is all going into the food processor. And I just cut the onion into quarters. That way to kind of assist the chopping process a little bit. But you're going to just zip it all up anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Then I have carrots. I was going to say orange carrots, but they are orange carrots. Okay, so I have carrots, 3 medium carrots or 2 large carrots, and I cut them a little bit to kind of boost that up. So those go in here. And then I have 4 cloves of garlic, and that just goes in here too. So this is going to be a very deep, rich, delicious flavor. So we got that going on in here. And don't forget, of course, the base is lentils, but we'll do that at the end. All right, let's talk about our spices. Let's see. All right. So smoked paprika. Again, like I said, this is some deep flavor here. I love my Lebanese roots. I love my heritage. Now they're kind of getting mixed up, so you're going to lose the beauty of the separation that I did. But we have 1 teaspoon of, let me start from the top, 2 teaspoons of cumin. And then I have, dang, I shouldn't have mixed them up. I'm like, you'll just remember. 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. I got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of coriander. Again, if you like a handwritten recipe, you're going to want to jump on my mailing list. And that's how you'll get reminders. That's how you'll get handwritten. Follow me on Facebook. I do a ton of posting there. Whatever the case may be, subscribe somewhere. Find me. All right, so I got cinnamon, paprika, smoked paprika, cumin, coriander, salt, and pepper. And it's bold. It's delicious, right? So 2 cumin, 2 smoked paprika, 1 coriander. These are teaspoons. 1 coriander, 1 half salt, half black pepper. Sign up for the mailing list if you want to see the written recipe. That's all going into this. Boom. All right, and then I have, and this is what helps it hold, right? We're not using eggs. It's not meat. This is what's going to help it hold. 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. Okay, as I was preparing these ingredients here, I was just thinking, man, my Lebanese ancestors are probably just proud of this woman right here, just recreating it all. All right, so here we go. I got all of those ingredients. I used 1 cup. This is before it was cooked. 1 cup of brown lentils. I rinsed them and then I cooked them. So it comes out to be about 2 1/4 cup. Okay, these are brown lentils, but 1 cup uncooked. Throw that in here. I love this recipe because it's really not that much. It's not super labor intensive. All right, and then I have a tabouli over here, but I'll show you guys that once this gets going. Okay, so, and then we're going to want to hang on to 2 tablespoons of flour of choice. I choose chickpea flours. I tend to gravitate to chickpea flour. That's always my flour of choice. I'm not surprised given where my origins are. All right, I always gravitate to the chickpea flour. You could use an oat flour. You could use a coconut flour. You could use, almond flour is not going to cut it. All right, here we go. And I have that set aside. I'm going to pulse this in the food processor. And then I'll show you guys what this looks like. My food processor is right behind me. You gotta put it on the thing first, Rach. You got this, girl. And I have my oven. Do you guys see me when I'm over here? I'm over here. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Food processor on the thing. Lid shut. I have my spatula. Let's see if I can turn this screens over here so you guys see what's up when I'm processing. Sneak peek. This is the done ones right here. They're so good, and I've already eaten some. Well, just one. I was like, you have to be appropriate and eat them later. Okay. It's good stuff. All right, so let's see. This camera's facing the food processor. This one, let's give it a little turn. Okay, I think, please don't fall. I think everybody's here. Perfect, kinda. Okay, let's do this. So I'm gonna process this. Stop, and then I'm gonna scrape the sides down. So as I was getting prepared before this live, I was like, Rachel, who do you want to be today? What do you want to dress like on this cooking demonstration? And I was like, let's put the chef jacket on. And then I was like, your hair, you don't want to get food in the hair in the food, both ways. But my point of saying that is in my coaching, in your life, you can choose who you want to be, right? You're able to switch it up a little bit. You can show, like, right? Just put this chef jacket on and here I am, Chef Rachel Detroit. So don't be afraid to, change it up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna scrape down the sides. But I was laughing at myself. I was like, who are you gonna channel during this demo? Because I already felt pretty powerful, like, making all of this Lebanese food. And I was like, man, these ancestors would be so proud of me. All right, here we go. Pulse again. I'm not pulsing it. Actually, I'm just pushing hot. All right, and then I'll scrape the sides. You want to keep mixing it up. You want this to be well combined. This is when I would be happy to have a larger food processor. Process all of this. All right, and then just gonna keep going. So I'll just chit-chat a little bit while this is going nuts in the background. I'm Rachel Detroit. I'm a lifestyle coach, and what I do is I help people change their lifestyle, right? We're here for this amount of time on earth, and we want to make sure our lifestyle fits our values. We don't want to just be spending time, wasting our joy, our pleasure, our time here on earth. We want meaningful connections. We want meaningful connections, meaningful work, meaningful relationships, and that's what I help people do. We want optimal health, right? And so it's not about prescribing you a diet plan that you have to follow, and if you mess it up, you're garbage. It's about learning what healthy foods, healthy habits that you could incorporate that feel good for your lifestyle. So if you're interested in coaching, one-on-one coaching, I am a one-on-one coach. You can fill out a form at my website, racheldetroitcoaching.com, under Work With Me. Oh, this is looking great. Some of this stuff's not, see, this is why you got to keep doing the edges, pulling it together. This is looking wonderful. All right, I'm going to pull the edges in. I think we're almost there. I'm going to roll a couple with you. I'll show you that. I'm not going to do this whole thing because it's going to take a long time because I've already done it once, which is why there's a whole bunch done. Right over there. All right. So I'm going to keep processing this. I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'll show you the form that the Kafta is supposed to be in. And then I'll tell you how much time. And then we're going to go ahead and plate it. And I'll mix the Tabouli with you. And we have a wonderful Lebanese meal here. Thank you guys for whoever's on, watching, whoever checks out the replay later. Thank you for being a part of this mission. It's a super awesome place to be. This mission of instilling health, positive behaviors, acceptance, self-love, joy, all of these things, that's a part of lifestyle. And oftentimes we don't realize that we're just living this big old life and we're not hitting any of our values. Okay, lid back on. Come on, carrots. So I'll also say you might want to chop, you definitely want to chop your carrots up a little bit more than my crazy self did, because they're just big old chunks still. And everybody else is ready, except for you carrots. Except for you carrots, but we're gonna wait because there's no party without the carrots. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. I'll let that going. Chef Rachel looks so good. Love it. All right, cool. Let's see. Are you using food processor or blender? Maybe it doesn't matter. That's a great question. So, food processor or blender, I would say whatever fits it all. My food processor, I'm using a food processor. I thought it would be a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a wider mouth. My blender, let me not look for it right now. I'm like, where is it? Where are you? It doesn't matter where it's at. So food processor, I liked it because it's a bit bigger. And there's more space. It's a little bit easier for me to scrape around the edges. But if you only have a blender, use your blender. And if you find that it's too tight and too packed, do half of the mixture. And then do the other half. And then put them all together in a large bowl. All right, so let's see. Everybody's looking good. This giant onion just won't do it. But I think I'm going to have to just, let it go like some frozen stuff. Except I'm going to try one more time because we don't quit. And then I'm going to move on. Let's just see if it works. Working. Sometimes it just needs one more time. All right, cool. That's going to be it. Carrots are a little bit chunky. That's all right. But let me show you the overall texture. I'll show you also the carrot that I'm talking about. So see right here. Very nice flavor though. Very nice flavor. So this is a texture we're going for. And I have like little carrot chunks and some onion. Cut it up a little bit more. I get too excited sometimes, but I forget. It's like the little engine that could. They need a little support sometimes too. All right, so let's get this off here. I'm gonna put it in a bowl and I'll show you guys. Here's my bowl. And then whatever, I do have some larger pieces of carrots in here. I'm just going to eat them. It's going to be delicious. It tastes good. But I don't want to over-process it because then it will, I don't want to over-process it because it will be too mushy. Man, my carrots didn't do well this round. But the show goes on. All right, so I have all my mixture. It smells so good. It smells just like what these deep aromatic spices. Beautiful. All right, so let me put this down here. We're done with you. And in my bowl, I'm going to go ahead and set aside some of these giant carrots that didn't go through. And so I'm doing mine live on camera for you, who perhaps won't be doing this. Take the extra time, chop the carrots up a little bit. But for me, I got to keep it moving. Can't be blending carrots all day. All right, so let me show you what I have going on. And that's the thing too, like in life, we can't just, we can't just keep crying over spilled milk. We got to just work with what we got and we got to keep it moving. All right, so I'll show you my mixture. I'm going to add, this is it prior. So you got some of these big carrots in there still, but we're going to keep it going. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my cornstarch. No, it's not cornstarch, chickpea flour. And that's going to help absorb some of this moisture in here. You could do 3 if it's still too damp. I'll show you what we're looking for. Clean hands, about to put them in this bowl. So just clean them again. What we got going on in the kitchen, touching everything. Sometimes I wonder, if I go places and people are wearing gloves and they're like, let me touch everything with these gloves. I'm like, what else did you touch with these gloves? I literally don't care that you're wearing gloves. Wash your gloves or something. Wash your hands. You can use your hands. All right, here we go. Clean hands. I'm going to mix around this chickpea flour. Helps absorb some of the moisture. And then I'll roll a couple with you guys and I'll show you the form we're looking for. And then I'll show you the finished ones. That way we can keep it rolling. Okay. So get your hands in there, Rachel. It's time. This is going to be my plate. So I'm going to get some of the kafta mixture, and I want it to be about let me move these cameras back. We're done. We're done over there. Switch it up. We're back in the kitchen, this side. So kafta, right? So you're going to want them to be about 2.5 inches long. Right? And you want them to be thick enough. You want to bite to it. I do. Right? So I'm not doing too much, but I am like rolling it around so they can firm up. I want it all to firm up and come together. I don't want this to undo. Beautiful. This is what I came up with. I didn't do a whole bunch of work to create this shape. Just kind of naturally let it create in my hand, back and forth. I don't want to overdo it. You got some beautiful chops of onion in here. The carrots showing through. It smells awesome. And you're going to want to, in your oven, preheat at 375, line a baking sheet with some parchment, and then you'll just set them up along your parchment. I'm just going to do a couple right here on this plate, and then I'll show it to you. And then we're going to move on to the tabouli. That way you can see the process. Just do a couple. And so this does take some time. And I think about when I was doing it the first time, I was just thinking about like all of my, my ancestors, like I felt them. I was embodying them inside of me of like, they would just, in their homes, they would be cooking for the family, for the community, and like all these women just cooking all this beautiful, healthy, wonderful food. And so there we go. So Lebanese food means a lot to me. So here's another one. And also like plant food, right, means a lot to me. Here's another one. I'll show it up here a little closer so you guys can see that there. Still working the 2-camera thing. And then this one is for this camera, YouTube and Facebook. We got Instagram. We're doing it, Rachel. You got this. So even like I need a little bit of cheering on. So here's another one. Okay, I'll do a third. Let's just get wild. I love things in threes. I love that number, 3. Okay. I love angel numbers. I love what I see. 3, 3, 3. Okay. Beautiful. Like last time I was at the grocery store and it was 22.22. That's what it was. And then I looked and I was like, oh, you double charged me for this, something. And then I told her, I was like, but that's okay. I really like the total. I don't know. The old me would have been like, excuse me, can you please? I mean, whatever. That was a great Rachel too. And this version of Rachel was like, wow, I love that total. That's awesome. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of bring it together, make sure it's packed. The flax really helps. God, these are so beautiful. This is what it looks like. I'll show you this beautiful one. Looks like my Instagram. Maybe I gotta buy better internet. Keeps going in and out. All right. So here's 3 little kaftas. I'm gonna clean my hands from this. We'll continue the rolling later off camera. But let me show you what I've created for these 3, and then I'll set it aside. Then we'll move on to the tabouli. Guess we don't need the oven on right now, 'cause nobody's using it. Off. Perfect. So this is what these look like. They just look like kafta. Like if you know what kafta looks like, they just look just like it. So there's that. I'll set this all aside and I can continue this fun later. We don't waste food in this house. If anybody knows what it's like living in a Lebanese household, maybe immigrant household, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Any household, whatever household you grew up in, if you know what it's like, if you know, you know. We don't waste food. We don't do it here either. Okay, so let's talk about the tabouli. Let's talk about these ingredients, and then we're gonna set a wonderful plate. So we'll just imagine kafta's in the oven, waiting, even though it's already done. It's right there, and it's so cute. All right, focus, Rach. We got this tabouli. Let's do it. All right. Boom. So in the Lebanese culture, olive oil is a big deal, like high quality olive oil. Overall, I don't eat oil, especially, listen to me, I especially don't want to cook it. It just doesn't work for me. So in the Lebanese culture, though, a beautiful drizzle of high quality olive oil would go wonderful in here. And so if that's what you choose to do with this, do it. Just cold pressed, beautiful olive oil. Perfect. That's what they want you to do. All right, so I have, but if you're oil free, as I am, we'll talk about the avocado substitute. And then we'll talk about how mine aren't ripe yet, so I didn't cut them, but I did bring them out here to show you. This is why I say we're not going to cry over spilled milk. But I did put them here to show you. Okay, so I have my chopped parsley. I have diced tomatoes. Again, if you want these written recipes, you're going to push like and follow on my Facebook page, like and follow on Instagram, and then subscribe to my email list. Beautiful diced tomatoes here. Beautiful diced white onions, finely chopped. You want to remove the stems as best as you can from the parsley. I saved mine so then I can use them when I feel like being a trash panda and eating them. Right? Really, maybe I'll make broth with it. Maybe I'll chop them up and put them in. Who knows what I'll do with it, but I saved them. We don't throw it away. All right, so that's what's going on in here. And then I squeeze the juice of 2 lemons, big, beautiful, juicy lemons. I loved them. So they were so good. I just wanted to show you guys more. But I've already squeezed it. They're right here. So good. All right, so I got my tabouli going. If I was using this avocado, which I wish I was, but it's not available, these would be diced because that's what replaces the olive oil. It gives it a fat density with just different types of nutrients. So if you're using an olive oil, this is when you'd use a cold pressed, beautiful olive oil. If you're using avocados, this is when you'd use ripe. Avocados, the riper the better. It's going to give some fat in your salad. Me, your girl's not putting anything because she doesn't have anything. All right, so lemon. I'm going to put that in so in the culture, in the Lebanese culture, we don't put the lemon on until we're ready to mix and serve. Because otherwise the parsley will get weird. You could preset this up, leave it in the fridge, and then when it's time to eat, when the people arrive, when you're feeding the others, when you're feeding yourself, that is when you will add the olive oil and add the lemon, or add the, right? In this case, your girl don't do olive oil. But if you did, do it. It's beautiful. Don't overdo it though. Okay. Got my lemon. Because I'm gonna plate this. Beautiful. And then salt. I bought one of these, so I didn't have to on camera. So this is how my mom measures it too. She'll be like, oh, about this much. She'll put it, I'm just like her. I didn't even realize it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. She'll just put it in the palm of her. I'm like, how much, Mom? She'll be like, oh, just like in your palm, just like that. Okay, here we go. To Nina. So I'll put that salt in there. And then I'm going to mix it. I'm trying to be cute in this bowl, but really the real Rachel wants to just get wild, make a mess and mix it. Oh no, I don't have bigger bowls left. That's fine, we'll just get, the show goes on. Here we go. Slow and controlled. We're still making a mess. We love her, the messy Rachel. She's doing great. Beautiful. All right, and then I'll give it a taste. it a taste and see if I need to make any adjustments with the lemon. With the avocado, which doesn't exist for me, but it could. It was right. And then if you were using olive oil, you would make adjustments there. Mmm, juicy, beautiful, yum. It's gonna be good. Let's see. Mmm. Mmm, 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 mmm. All right, let's plate it. This is good. Wow. I don't always hit everything on the first try, but I did for this one. This is good. Okay, great. So let me show you. We're gonna get this plated here. Get these things out of the way so you can see. You can see that. All right, we're gonna plate. Let me show you guys my kafta. I'll cut one open. So I cooked these for about 33 minutes to start, and then I was like, oh, they're a little bit, maybe I did 2 more. So about 35 minutes. This is the one I ate already. I was like, just do one, just have one only. So here they are, beautiful. You can see that carrot in there. They're, just they smell all the spices. So here, I'll show this camera first. This is what they're looking like, the bottom. Oops, I got parsley on my hands. The bottom is nice and done. I'll show it up here. It's my, all right. Let's see. But someone said in the chat, put scraps in a Ziploc and store in the freezer and keep adding them to veggie broth when you have enough. Love it. Good idea. I'm just going to do a little. And they're moist, right? So the outside is, and the inside. All right, let me plate it. So good. All right, I'm just geeked. These Lebanese girls are having a good time. All right, so here we go, back in chef mode. Pull it together, Rachel. All right. And these are high protein too, right? Because you have the lentils, it's got good iron. This is a nutrient dense meal. This is a nutrient dense meal that has the appropriate macros that you need, right? So if we did have the avocado right, there would be a nice fat component in here. If you chose to use olive oil, that would be your fat component. This is quite low fat. So don't forget, maybe you have some yogurt you would want to put alongside with it. Think about what is your fat component. So we want to be satisfied, right? The school of thought, the dieting practice that I follow, that I have found feels best for my body, is a lower fat diet. But we do want a fat component. We need the fat so our body can run. So think about it. Like for me, it would be the avocado, but the show must go on, and here we go. If you're using a nice cold pressed olive oil, that would be your fat component. And think of it as what it is. It's a fat component. Okay. All right. So, and then we have our carbs, our starch, our resistant starches, our protein in the lentils. It's got iron. It's got calories. It's a very nutrient dense meal that we're making here. All right. So we'll put 3 little kafta. 3 little kafta friends. Someone said love the dance moves. I do that a lot also when I like food. I know. I just be dancing all the time. Sometimes I'm just like in my own brain and I'm like, slow down, Rachel. Stop dancing in your mind. All right, so here we go. But why would I stop dancing? Just keep going. Okay, so here, let's plate this. And so the reason I think it's really important to understand that that your life is still beautiful and wonderful, even if there are things that aren't as planned. Like my avocados got here and they weren't ripe, and I was like, I literally need them in like 1 hour, and they're not going to get ripe in 1 hour. They're not. I even ordered one different. It doesn't matter, Rachel. Don't tell everybody your drama. So the point is that you can still keep it moving, make changes, make adjustments that work for you, and still complete the objective. Objective complete, which is model this beautiful, nutrient dense, full of herbs, full of antioxidants Lebanese meal for you guys. And objective met it. All right, wonderful. And I'll show you guys. Rachel, we don't need to put a fourth one in here. Just get it together. Let me show you guys. I always talk and like cheer myself on. I'm my own best friend. I let myself know that she's doing great. All right, so we got the Tabouli right here. We got the Kafta up top right here. Met our objective. What are we here for? Let's taste it. Let's see what it's all about. I'm gonna taste them together, even though I've tasted them already, but let's do it. Oh, and I wanna show you guys, this is the ketchup I used. And if you know, you know, we don't do kefta without ketchup. At least I never did, not when I was a kid. Gotta put some ketchup on there. So this is the ketchup I use. It's made with agave nectar versus like cane sugar. Pick your poison. This is what I use. So my poison comes at a cost of $6 a bottle. That's okay. And then I tell myself, I'm like, oh, you don't go out to eat though. You never go out to eat. People go out to eat. You can spend $6 on a ketchup. I don't go out to eat. I never go out to eat. We need good quality ketchup in this house. All right, let's do it. So, I'm gonna drizzle the ketchup on this, and then we're gonna get into it. Wow, this looks so beautiful. This is my complete plate. Oops, high in antioxidants with the herbs. We got onions, which are really awesome for your gut. I'm just so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's jump into it. Where's the fork? And then let's taste, and here we go. So I'm gonna get a bite with the kefta, and then I'm gonna add some tabouli in the bite, because it's all about the bite. Let's get a good bite. Scoop my tabouli. I'll show you the bite. Oh, it keeps falling. All right, I'm gonna carry it, and then I'm gonna do this bite together. So we got the tabouli, we got the kefta. No, this is how it's gonna go. If you know, you know. The tabouli and kefta combination, outstanding. And the spices in this, the deep flavor, the deep spices in this, I mean, I'm actually really happy that it's not meat. I'm actually super happy that it's not ground meat. I'm super happy that it's high quality beans, lentils, and really awesome things. Thank you guys for joining me while I cook this food. If you like what you see here, if you like this recipe, again, like I said, join my mailing list. Stay up to date. I'm doing this. I do these cooking demos on Sundays live. You can follow on Instagram. You can follow on Facebook and on YouTube. If you don't follow my YouTube, give it a like and a follow. Check me out there. Join the mailing list, RachelDetroitCoaching.com. If you're looking for coaching, if you're looking to transform your life, if you're looking for someone to light that fire under your... I'm the one. I'll do it. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's redesign your life. Let's design a life that works for you. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Rachel Detroit, and I will be signing off. And that's all. Take care. Bye-bye.